It's day 265, the daughter of the enemy commander. She was the daughter of the enemy commander Abu Sufyan. Her name was Habiba. She was very bright. Unlike her father, she loved the Prophet. She had seen admirable qualities in the religion he taught. For this reason, she had become a Muslim. Her father and the other pagans had troubled Habiba greatly. There was no harm that they did not do to her in order to prevent her from entering Islam. But Habiba had faced all these hardships and tortures with patience. She had not turned her back on this religion. In the end, with the other Muslims, she had migrated to Abyssinia. She was there for a long time. She was longing for her friends, her relatives, and especially the Prophet. After a while, her husband had died, and she felt totally alone. She needed someone to protect her. Lately, she had always been having the same dream. In her dream, someone was addressing her, Mother of the Believers, Habiba. Mother of the Believers, Habiba. She was unable to interpret or give any meaning to this dream. Her eyes were always on the horizon. She was thinking of the place where she was born and raised, the memories of her childhood and the Prophet. It was burning her inside to be far away from him. Would Allah the Almighty leave His servant alone? His servant who was facing all these difficulties for the sake of her religion. He sent news to his messenger. He asked him to protect Habiba and marry her. The Prophet, through an ambassador, informed Habiba about this. Habiba could not believe the news she heard. She had received an offer of marriage from a far away place, from Medina. In addition, this offer was coming to her from the Prophet at the behest of Allah Himself. She was worried, excited, and surprised. She was the daughter of the enemy commander. Her father, Abu Sufyan, had caused hundreds of Muslims to die. He had done everything he could to kill the Prophet. But the Prophet had never held a grudge against or nursed hatred for anyone. He would not hold anyone responsible for the mistakes of someone else. He was just and fair. He was a prophet of love. He would open up his arms for anyone who had faith in her heart. Habiba understood one more time how great he was. The Prophet asked King Najas to send her and the other Muslims to Medina. King Najas asked his servants to make all the preparations. From the bottom of his heart, he wanted all the Muslims to unite with their Prophet. He had them board a ship and bade them farewell on their voyage to Medina. Habiba's heart was beating with great excitement. She was going to be united with the Prophet of the entire universe. Now she was able to understand what the meaning of her dream was. The wives of the Prophet were considered the mothers of the believers. With this good news, she was getting a fresh start in life.